Hello and welcome back, my students, to another video of your English online sessions. My name is Mr. Osama and today we have Unit 9, Lesson 9 and 10 Phonics. For today's objectives, we're going to identify words with silent letters C and T in SC and ST combinations. We're going to practice pronunciation of words with silent letter C and T. And as usual, let's start up with the vocab. The first word we have is jostle, which means bump or push or shove against each other to get to something. You see these two players, they're trying to get the ball and they're pushing and shoving each other to get it. Okay, here's an example. People jostle against us. The second word we have is blow, is expelling the air through the mouth. Like this boy is trying to blow the candles. Okay. The third word we have is scenery. Scenery, when you see something beautiful, we call it, it's a beautiful scene or scenery. Here's an example. We stopped at the top of the hill to admire the scenery. The next word is muscle, which means this. When you go to the gym and you build up the muscles in your body, this is called a muscle. Okay? Here's an example. Mazen goes to the gym. He has strong muscles. The word ache, which means hurt, which is continuous pain in part of one's body. Okay? When something is hurting you, and it's constant and it happens all the time, this is called ache. Okay, here's an example. I have a stomach ache, or my stomach is aching me. This word is noun and this word is a verb. Okay, let's go to the student book. I want you to open on page 110. Okay, so I'm gonna read this passage for you. My favorite class gym, a cross-country race. Everyone jostles for a good position. Okay, a cross-country race means they are racing across the countryside. Okay, it's a long race where everybody is racing to reach the goal. Okay, we listen carefully so that we know which route to take. The gym teacher blows his whistle. We run quickly at the beginning. The scenery is fantastic, especially near the old castle. After a while, our muscles began to hurt. Suddenly, we see the finish line. We feel good that we managed to run all the way. Science is always our next class. It feels good to sit down again. Okay. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna underline the words that has silent letters. Okay. Let's see. We have the first word we have is jostle. Okay. We don't pronounce the T in jostle. The second word is listen. The third word is whistle. We didn't pronounce the T in these three words. Okay? And for this part, scenery, fantastic, especially the old castle is the first word. Okay? Suddenly finish line, we feel good and we managed to run all the way. Science is the second word. Muscle is also another word. Okay? Is there something else? Scenery. Okay, so we have all the words that has silent letters. Okay, I'm gonna say these words one more time for you, and you can repeat after me and pause the video. Okay, jostle, listen, whistle, scenery, castle, muscles, science. Okay, let's go to the second exercise. You're gonna write down the words that has CS or ST words, okay? And you're gonna pick which one of these has silent letters. After you finish, I want you to open your language activity book on page 92. Here we're gonna complete these words, okay? The first word with either ST or SC, okay? Remember that. So the first word we have is whistle, ST. Second word is listen, ST. The third word is science, SC. Muscle, SC. Castle, ST. And scissors, SC. All right? Okay. Now, for this exercise, while we're reading, we're gonna underline the words that has ST in it. And we're gonna cross the words that has a silent T in it, okay? I want you to use your blue pen with this first exercise because we're gonna do the same thing with the C exercise but with a different color, okay? So Stuart, excuse me. Okay, so we have Stuart has ST, but it's not silent. Started also has ST. First in the race, but now he has last. He didn't find running easy. He stopped. We have the word stopped for a moment by the castle. So the castle is the first word that has silent T in it. Okay. The birds were whistling, second word, and the scenery was beautiful. Okay. He sat on his scarf and rested. His muscles ached. He slowly fell asleep. When he woke, there were two stars in the sky. He heard his name, Stuart. Stuart has ST, but we already did it, so we're not gonna underline it again. He jumped up. That's the third time this semester you've fallen asleep in gym class, Stuart, said his teacher. Okay, so we underlined all the words that has ST in it, and we crossed the words that has silent T in it. We're gonna do the same activity, but this time with a different color, with the silent letter, with words that had SC in it and silent letter C in it. Okay. Okay, let's start. Stuart started first in the race, but now he was last. He didn't find running easy. He stopped for a moment by the castle. The birds were whistling, and the scenery, the first word, and has silent C in it, was very beautiful. He sat on his scarf, but it doesn't have a silent C. His muscles has silent C in it. Ached. He slowly fell asleep. When he woke, there were two stars in the sky. He heard his name, Stuart. He jumped up. That's the third time this semester you've fallen asleep in a gym class, Stuart, said his teacher. Okay? So we have three words, and the two of these words have silent letters. Okay, I want you to flip the page. Here we're gonna find and write pairs of opposite words or antonyms, okay? I'm gonna help you with this exercise because it's gonna be difficult for you. The first word we have is admit. The opposite is probably deny. Second word is break, promise. And the opposite is keep a promise. Okay. The third one, bully. The opposite is victim. Okay. Lie. The opposite is truth. Dishonest. The opposite is honest. Okay. And we have innocent. The opposite is guilty. Okay. After we finish, I want you to go to the second exercise. We're gonna write questions with the present perfect yet for each person in your notebook, okay? So, for example, my mother is really angry with me because I lost her watch. So we're gonna make a question about this sentence, like, has she found it yet? This sentence, for example, is a correct one. I'm gonna do the second one for you. I know that my best friend steals from a store. Has he stopped stealing? Or yet? Sorry, we have to add yet at the end of the sentence. Or we can say, has he got caught yet? And so on. A bully is bothering me at school. We're gonna ask a question about that. Have you told the teacher yet? Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do a quick recap of what we learned today. We learned about silent letters C and T and SC and ST combinations. We also learned a new vocabulary. We revised some of the grammar rules in this unit. Okay, as for your assessment, I want you to name words with silent letters T and C that you learned from this lesson. Okay? As for your homework and the practice, your student book pages 110, 111, your language activity book pages 92 and 93, your booklet pages 60 and 61. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and see you next time.